Welcome, everybody, to your least favorite podcast. My name is Mark, and I am here with all of my friends.
Steven.
Nick.
Jake.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. How's everybody doing?
Great. We got to redo our intro. Jake pulled metrics and saw that on YouTube. We need to get our point across in the first 2 minutes. So we got to talk fast, and then we can slow down.
Yeah, we had like 8 viewers, and the average listen time was like 2 minutes.
Oh, wow, really?
Real quick.
We need to hook them in the first 2 minutes.
We talk about things! Now listen.
And then we can.
We got Jake's aid test at the end of the show. Will it be positive? Good. Will it be negative? You have to stick around to find out.
That's good. Oh, we forgot. My bad. Yeah, we got to just give them something.
Jake needs to make something about what we talk about.
You guys are the content creators, okay?
Find out my opinion on stuff. I was going to say something more controversial, but we're all about just towing the line around here, you know? We like to keep things neutral.
We're not.
Speaking of which, see that Trump almost got his head blown off?
Yeah. There's something like saying that like he happened to like look.
Yeah, he looked
like
he looked that way.
Time.
Yeah, there's because otherwise his head would have been turned. He probably would have caught it in the back of his head. So.
You think about like the cosmic like aligning and timing of things is just ridiculous. Like to come that close to, and just nicking his like it's crazy.
Could you imagine being that shooter and not you do that and he's still standing there? You're like, well, fuck.
You know what's coming next?
Yeah, because they're not gonna miss me. I can tell you that much. There was a whole bunch of things about it. They're like the background conversation of like the far left. They're like, wait, what do you mean he's still alive? They're like, I don't know how to use a gun. Like, what do you mean?
The memes.
Yeah,
should have hired a Republican.
I don't know.
Like in the video, like after the shot, like all the people are like trying to protect him. He's like trying to like crawl out of them to like raise his fist in the air. And
that's a leader, dude, right there. Come out with your hand raised, dude. I ain't scared.
That's what I was talking about. Like, if it was like they already had like conspiracy theory things, but I was like, you don't come that close with a shot from that far and have that be like a staged thing. Like, nah. Someone was trying. They died from it too. Like, one guy died and a couple people critically injured. Like, I was like, that wasn't staged. But just the fact that it came that close and just nicked him, it's crazy.
What? See, like Facebook shut down any posting about it. Like you weren't allowed to post about it on Facebook or something like that.
Which was funny because the live video of it happening was up like 17 minutes after it happened. Like Facebook updated like with Trump's thing, his rally post. Trump was live. Oh yeah, he sure was.
It's always interesting to be living in what's gonna hopefully eventually be in history books. You're just like. If we make it that long. But like, for now, you're like, wow, look. Yeah, is that already in the books? Has it been that long?
It will be, for sure.
I mean, his first presidency could be in the books.
Yeah, it could.
It will be. He's a president, and you're going to be in the book.
No, I just mean like already in books that they're like
just
talking about his presidency.
Just the events happening. There was all these things where they're like, I'm tired of living in a time where they're all unprecedented events. And if they are, then are they really unprecedented anymore? It's just kind of the average.
No, history just repeats itself in different ways.
When has this happened before?
What?
There was
assassination of a president?
Yeah. JFK?
No, but like this, I mean...
At least that guy was
I guess
not.
Yeah.
Well, there's been failed assassination attempts too.
Tell you one job I would not want right now, and that's working for the Secret Service, because I'm sure those guys are getting hemmed up.
Didn't we talk about like hired assassins on the show, like back in season 1?
No, we didn't talk about nothing to do with assassinations. All right.
No, I'm pretty sure we talked about.
No, well,
hiring someone to climb on a barn or something.
Cool. Mark hates us all. I guess this will be the end of all of us.
I don't know.
Listen, dude, the Secret Service is going to be coming, bro. We're getting visits from all of them now. Thanks.
Okay, they can't be coming after us now. They already fucked up. It's on them right now. Okay, they can clean their shit up and then worry about all the other things, because they let somebody climb up in front of the damn.
Well, they had people telling them that dude was doing that too.
Yeah, it's tricky in that scenario though, like because you don't really know what the cops, like what kind of communication the cops have with Secret Service there, right? Like, they have to radio somebody or call somebody and do this, and well,
then that's a pretty shitty system already.
No, it is, but that's usually how it works with big government compared to local law enforcement.
I'm surprised Secret Service didn't have one of their own people on that building. Like, there's only like 2 buildings there, and they have a sniper. They're like, nah, just one will be fine.
150 feet, clear line of sight, elevated. No one was watching it. That's crazy. Now that's crazy.
That's a conspiracy theory right there.
Yeah, the only things I saw was that they'd like.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that kind of is a little odd. Like, the Secret Service is usually pretty locked up, and the fact that he got all the way up there and got some shots, like, they don't usually have that kind of gap, and that seemed like a really obvious one.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. You say usually, like, like, maybe they fuck up all the time, but, like, nobody's tried to assassinate anyone. So, I mean...
Well, you can't have 100% security, right? Like, it's just not real. Like, there's always some type of threat that's there that you can't...
Apparently, if you just walk up, that's like better than anything they can plan.
I don't know. I was interested because I had to write about this in one of my college papers, and it was the Secret Service does a lot of work, and only like a minority, like a small part of their work is guarding the president. Like, because they handle like, besides money, they handle all the like currency related things in the country, and they handle also like cyber security related things when they cross boundaries. There's a whole bunch of other tasks that they have.
He must have had a clipboard. You can get anywhere with a clipboard.
He was like army crawling on the roof of that building.
Well, I wonder if in like his head, do you think he's like, man, this was kind of easy?
I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Well, they were saying too, like he had a pretty good vantage point. Like, right, he shouldn't have been able to get there is the big part of that. Once he was up there, like none of the counter snipers could see him where he was at till he was like right at the crest of that roof.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, right? But like, if I was a sniper, like I'd want to be on that roof.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't they have their people up there too?
Yeah, it'd be like the first one I wanted.
The video of the like actual counter snipers.
Yeah,
like he's like sitting on that roof, and it like the gunshot goes off, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" Like you could see him like looking, and then it's like boom, like he's just done.
Good for that guy because he was on fucking point. He found that guy quick and nailed the shot.
But yeah, dude, like you could see
pigeon?
that guy was probably
no.
Oh shit!
You see him.
Is this happening? Like those guys have been waiting for that their whole fucking lives, you know? How long's that dude trained as a Secret Service sniper and just never?
He's probably been in military before then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like all he's done is maybe he's fought in a war somewhere, he killed somebody, but like more than likely he shot targets the vast majority of his life, and the real one shows up. You're like, oh fuck! Like,
I just can't like picture the logistics of like you're just up there and then all of a sudden you just gone because somebody blew your face off. Like it's just crazy. It's the same thing we talk about like being in a war zone with like people that have like 50 cal high tech scopes and like you just never even hear the shot. You just poof, this guy's just gone.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that guy didn't hear the shot that killed him more than likely.
You just la 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 la, and you're gone.
Like playing a game of Hunt. 1 second you're
so
chilling.
Realism isn't fun for video games. I'm sorry.
It's not.
No, that's what happens when you shoot and you miss. You get your head blown off.
Yeah, you get lit the fuck up, don't you? Yeah. Just like in that game.
Yeah. I mean, it's very true.
You get one shot and you better not miss.
I bet no one had Necro.
Somebody's in the crowd trying to pick him up.
Too soon? Too soon? Question mark?
Hey, well,
that might be a bit early. Wait, for the shooter or for the crowd member? Which one are you?
Nah, fuck the shooter. What a bitch.
Yeah, no, fuck the shooter for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for the people on the outside.
Our condolences to the crowd members who got injured or killed and their families.
Yeah, it sounds. I was reading a story about that. The guy that died was like of course, one of the best people ever because that's how that always goes.
Yeah,
he was like a couple daughters were there with him too, and I guess he like covered them after the first gunshot came out. He like went to like huddle over them, and that's how he ended up taking one of the I think it was the second or third shot that got him.
Mm-hmm. What a beast, though. That's a man.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, he went out like he lived, like always taking care of his family.
He'd do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the person you would think you would want to be in that situation.
Yeah, that's what everybody like assumes they would do, but in reality, it's hard to know until you're in that scenario. Like you don't know.
I remember we had one situation. We didn't get shot at, but we were at a Waffle House in the middle of the night after a bunch of drinking, and some dudes went outside and they started popping off shots. And this is a good example of how I would react. I was just like, do I still get my food? I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, oh shit, we should probably get down, right? Like everybody else is getting down. The people behind the counter.
Just sitting there fucking eating.
I'm like, hey, where's my food? Like we were also a little drunk, but
hey, get up, cook my fucking waffle.
Well, I've been in some close shootings myself. I feel like I handled it well.
Duck and roll.
Playing your game.
That I did, and one time because you just get used to it. I guess it was like the third time in like a month. They were like all outside of our house, my house. But yeah, my first initial instinct was like, the heartbeat goes up and you're freaking out a little. But then I was like, I need to get our gun and just wait and see if they come through our door.
I think the biggest problem that comes with being in a situation like that is the initial, like you said, like, is this actually happening? Like, is this real? Like, I don't know I don't know if I want to commit yet because I don't know if I'm being punked
Jake
or something.
Could go ahead and answer that because he was there for the first one with me.
Yeah,
I was like, "What's going on?"
I'll be back.
Yeah,
just sit on the stairs and watch
just
the
gets
door.
up, be right back, and you hear the gun cock.
I was super calm.
Yeah.
There's no need to freak out. I mean,
it's just the adrenaline gets you going, right? Like,
yeah.
Like when I had that kid that was running around outside my house beating the shit out of his mom, and then you never know. Like when you have to actually if this dude comes at me, I'm gonna shoot him kind of thing is a whole different world. Like it's one thing to say you'll do it, but to be in that scenario is a lot harder. I
think it'd just be an analytical situation. Like I'm paying very close attention to what is happening right now to see for signs.
Oh, there's some crazy shit go through my brain.
You get out there and get them in the back, and
I just started coming up with plans of if they go to the back door, it's dark. What do I do? Should I turn off all the lights because I know the house better than they would? Shit like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
You come after me in my house in the dark at night. Good luck.
Yeah, I know it better than they do. So
they'd probably trip coming up the stairs because they're just kind of funky compared to.
Our stairs have different sounds each stair, so I know how close you would be according to the screeching of the. I know when you hit the top steps, I'm ready.
He's like that movie where he's got the gun pointed to the wall and he's just waiting for him to walk by.
Listen, dude, the second you touched my door, bro, I would light that thing the fuck up because that door would not stop a single bullet. You would be having a bad time at the top of my stairs.
We was talking about that with those we had the people ding dong ditch us in the middle of the night. And I was like, I think my go-to would be I'd probably just put it to the door. It's a slug. It's going to go through. So
it's going to go through your fucking whole house.
That's the thing that's
why the door. It's going to go out the house and I got to buy a new door.
Your front door might be that might put up a bit of resistance to a slug.
Not to a slug sitting right against
wood,
it.
Though. Yeah, I mean, it would slow it down quite a bit though.
But for the brass rounds.
No, for ding dong ditchers, you need birdshot. Give them a couple pellets in the butt. It won't kill nobody, but it'll hurt.
I don't think I saw the salt rounds, but I don't think you're allowed to use those because that would be counterintuitive. It's like if you're gonna shoot someone, you're supposed to make sure that it's you're committed to it, And so
but if you have signs up that are "Don't come on this property." Is it then okay? I don't know. If you give them fair warning, yeah, you can have a picket fence with just signs. It's hey, you come across this is my property, you're gonna get shot.
You have to have that
articulate fear for your life or fear for harm to yourself, which is the tricky part. In some states, it's different depending on the law too.
We used to have that problem when we drove through the farmlands. Out when we go from oil pad to oil pad, and they'd be like, "Don't let the farmers catch you. They won't shoot you. They will shoot your car, and they will shoot at you, but they're not going to kill you, but they're going to try and scare the shit out of you." But you'd have to be out on their land in a place you're not supposed to be. Because we have these like shortcuts we would take through, and they'd be like, just don't let nobody catch you out there.
That's like one of the things that video games has messed up for a lot of people is they think like houses or like you could hide behind a drywall, like a wall in your house.
Flip
and you'd
over
be
a table and
no, dude, like vast majority of pistols would go right through all that shit with no problem. So.
Those little tables they flip in the movies, a fucking nail gun to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Every movie, that's their go-to. They fold over, they throw over one of them little folding tables.
We should make a movie making fun of action movies. They flip the table over and just get murdered.
Just get lit the fuck up through the table.
No, I always just like to have this like head cannon where they just miss, right? So they throw the table down. It's just to make it so you can't see where they're at, and then all the bullets fly around all the sides of them because they got plot armor. They can't get shot. And it's just luck.
Fuck the plot armor. It's just people trying to be cool and dying.
That's why all my tables have lead plates underneath them.
Yeah, it's like why they're so heavy.
That's why they actually work.
The fucking people who like slide and shoot at the same time, their just guns start fucking jamming and shit. And you're like, fuck, and then they get shot.
Yeah, see, again, realism. It's not that fun. Like you put that in a video game. My gun jammed. That does happen. They like when we have to do the Cadam, they teach you how to clear a jam, but that doesn't happen in a video game because they would throw a bitch fit about that.
That shit'll happen like super often too, and then they're like, "All right, put the rounds back in, get the number of shots you need."
You get a dud or or it jams. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the reasons that Glock became so popular for a lot of cops because the gun's very rarely jammed.
I would just use a revolver like a man.
Super reliable.
The revolver don't jam.
Revolver don't jam, baby.
You also only get 6 shots.
I only need one.
Exactly.
You look cool as shit, though, man.
For myself.
You look
like a fucking cowboy.
Honestly, the revolver is 5 shots because you save the last one for yourself if you're just in a bad situation.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
No, I still remember like when I was doing a lot of the Police Explorer stuff, and we were like, they always kept all the old gear in the basement of the police department. So we went down there and we're like looking through the holsters and stuff, and they had like these holsters for the backup like reloaders for the revolver, like the round ones. Mm-hmm. You're like, who the fuck used one of these ever? Like how like like these have to be so old.
Dude, they come in handy again in games. You just like bang, put in all 6 or all 5 at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, when you're fanning people, you need it, you know?
It won the West, the revolver.
Yeah.
How practical is fanning
I mean, if you were good at it,
dude,
those guys
I've
that do like
some people
competition shooting.
There's like competitions for that.
Quick, yeah.
Dude, I love watching those where it's like some big old fat dude with a cowboy hat and he's just like and he's done.
Yeah,
I was like watching the world championships of it, and like every single one of them like take this like hip like way forward position, like leaning back and like getting like as close to their gun as they can.
They just shoot through the holster.
No, I like the guy that does that. Have you seen the fat guy that's like going to show it and he shoots himself in the leg because he just pulls it out of the holster? It's like boom.
Too fast. I guess that's the risk with trying that method. You gotta time it right or you blow your leg off.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't be good at that. I can't see for shit anyways.
Everywhere. Pow, 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 pow. It's fine. I was watching all these videos where they're putting them on little drones now. I like they put them on the little robot dogs. They walk out and the gun just knocks them over.
Yeah.
I'm going back to robots because you was talking about them last week and I watched this thing I was going to bring up. I was remembering that the conversation last week about robots fixing other robots and repairing robots.
We don't want
to know something about robots?
Talked about it.
What if they sent robots out to do speeches, then they couldn't get assassinated, huh?
They have a whole movie on that. Where
they shoot the robot and kill it, huh?
Everybody has like they sit at home and they like log into their robot and then that goes out and that's like their in-person persona.
Yeah.
That's a
movie. Got Bruce Willis.
There you go. Now we're talking.
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's just weird. So he's like solving a murder because they investigate murders of actual people because nobody actually goes out in public. They stay at home and they send the robot out and they like log into it. And I'd have to look it up, but
pretty good actually.
I remember the plot, so it couldn't have been a horrible movie.
I would hate that.
What, not going out in public?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
That'd be awful.
Think of just like have like a lunch break and I just log out and then I'll log back in and back. Or I could just set it
auto walk so I can
like I don't want to be there as much as possible.
I gotta get down this road, but I gotta grab a beer. Hold on.
Somebody's just going on a rant and you just like, all right, I gotta go take a piss, and you just walk away.
You can set up some macros on it.
I'd get like a nice it comes full circle. You get like a nice factory job where all he does is just like a repetitive task all day. Like I just send my robot to do that and I get paid and I just sit at home and do nothing.
Exactly, bro.
I'll go stir crazy. I would hate that though.
I mean, you can go out in public in the movie, I remember correct, because like his robot dies, so he's like, fuck it, I'm going out in person. And they're like, oh my god, you can't do that. Because it's dangerous.
Would be dangerous.
Dangerous to go alone.
I'll have to look that up. Since the guy that looks things up isn't looking things up.
What did you want me to look up?
The movie with Bruce Willis and the robots.
He's not the content guy. He doesn't look the stuff up. I mean, come on.
What do you do around here?
Even do
Surrogates?
That's it. Surrogates. Yeah. It's a good movie, or it's an okay movie.
Good.
I mean, it sounds interesting.
You could say it's good.
That was back when Bruce Willis had hair. Sometimes.
Oh shit!
And when he still remembered how to do things.
When he could talk, yeah.
Too soon?
You want to talk about a movie series that has a weird plot to follow? We watched 3 of the Ice Age movies yesterday. First one, pretty straightforward. Second one had dinosaurs, got a little crazy.
You
Third
mean the
one,
Ice Age thing, like the
the animated
squirrel
movie.
Is it Pixar?
Yeah, and in the third one, the squirrel's in a fucking spaceship and accidentally drags an asteroid. Like I was like, what is happening in these movies?
That seems like a normal transition.
It was like, first one, what if these old animals like saved a baby and brought it back? And then by the time we were done, there's a squirrel flying around in an alien spaceship trying to catch a nut in space.
I feel like that's like the best part of those movies is the squirrel trying to get his acorn. Like
they did a whole TV, like a series, like a TV show, just following the squirrel.
Yeah.
His name's like Scratch or Scritch or something. I don't remember.
I don't think I've ever watched those movies.
I think I saw the first one.
They got some.
I watched I think it's like the back half of the second or third one 80 times in a row while living with Cupid.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
His like because they recorded it on the TV, right? Like TiVo or some shit, but they didn't get the whole movie. They only got like the last 30 to 45 minutes of it. But his daughter only wanted to watch the end of that movie over and over again.
That sounds like torture.
It was a lot. It took a while.
I said we did. There was like 6. There's like 6 or 7 of them, and then the shows and the little spin-offs. But we just watched like I said, I saw the one with the dinosaurs. We just like skipped every other one. So we'd like come in and they'd be like, who are all these people? There's new characters. And then we did the same thing with the third one. There's like new characters. You're like, all right, I'll just roll with the punches, you know? We got it. But there's some funny jokes in it. I'd say they're not bad. They're all on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like I said, though, I was just thinking about how it got that weird. Because the first one was just like a simple concept. The animation was kind of ugly. And I was mainly just watching the animation. I was like, look at how good their hair textures are. And look at all the extra foliage and debris that's flying around. But there's also a squirrel flying a spaceship. And there's this crazy goat that does yoga. And that was the other thing. I was like, I know it's kind of nitpicky at this point, but they're like a prehistoric. They're in the Ice Age. And they kept making like jokes about things. Or they would just say stuff. And I'd be like, you can't say that. It hasn't been invented yet. They were like, oh, it's about 3 miles walk. I was like, what's a mile? You stupid. What was that thing? A lion? I was like, you stupid lion. What the hell's a mile?
You don't know if they knew that or not yet.
They didn't have the concept of a mile back
Maybe
then.
they did.
The
How do
concept
you
of
know?
distance somehow.
How the hell?
Yeah, but it wasn't a mile.
Were you there?
Maybe I
You
was.
know, they can
You
also
fucking know.
talk. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a big plot.
That's what I said. There are some funny jokes in there.
Yeah,
'cause,
no,
like,
the
at
mile, the distance thing
The
is
mile
the big hang up
thing is-
here. Yeah.
I said it was a dumb thing to get hung up on, but there was other things like that. But like the first one at the end, they're like, they drop the baby off, and they're like, "Oh, humans can't talk." So like, none of the humans ever talk, but all the animals talk. But not every animal talks, because when they meet the dinosaurs, none of the dinosaurs talk, which I was kind of disappointed.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, dude. All these history teachers, they're all liars. They don't know what happened. It had to be.
They have to change. They have to change their story all the time. Like, think of like Jurassic Park. They were like, oh, the dinosaurs can't see if you don't move, and they all look like this. And nowadays, they're like, most dinosaurs had feathers, and the T-Rex had the sight of like a hawk. So good luck with that.
Yeah. All these people who act like they know everything, they don't. They
Could you
don't.
imagine like the first guy being like the history guy and be like, yeah, this is what happened. They're like, how do you know? I just know, dude. Like,
I'm saying.
No, we were.
I just
What?
I just know.
They don't know. None of these people know.
No, they know, dude.
It's
My
just
favorite-
whatever were told to them when they were a kid, grew up, learned.
My favorite is space, because I was watching this thing today, and they were like, oh, these planets we found have life on them. Like, or this star has this kind of composition. I was like, how the fuck do you know? You're telling me with your super powerful telescopes, where everything still just looks like a damn dot, that this is made out of iron and carbon and blah blah blah. Like, bullshit. Like, I guess we won't have an answer because we can't go out there and check. But like, bullshit.
That's
I
fair.
think it's made of cotton candy. Prove me wrong.
They know. It's because they know.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
They know you don't. Get
This
good.
teensy tiny
I
little
actually
speck.
want to know that. Research guy, look that up.
Well, I know for
What?
like stars and different
How do
things.
astrologists know what far off planets are made out of?
They don't.
I mean,
Dude,
I know
make it
they
up.
take a lot of calculations. Like, they're talking about like a planet. They can't even see planets because they don't emit light. So they have to like see like a dim spot in a star in another galaxy and be like, oh yeah, that's a planet that's causing that.
Don't know shit.
And because that planet's little shadow that we see on that speck out there is this big, we think it's about this far away. And like, I like, you guys are just pulling stuff out of your ass.
Spectroscopy.
Yeah, I know they use different, like, they'll check for like different radio waves and
The most
there ain't
common
no radio
method they
waves out
use-
there.
This process uses instruments with a grating that spreads out the light from an object by wavelength, and that's the spectrum. Every element and combination of elements has a unique fingerprint that astronomers can look in the spectrum to given identifying those fingerprints and allowing them to determine what it is made of.
so
Yeah.
because it's blue,
They're liars. I don't
it
know.
has it has aliens on it because it's blue.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck figured that out? Like, sitting there like, it's like a light thing, and like, if we look at this light, like, this is how we know what it's made of.
Tell you who came up with these people. Fucking liars did, man. They don't know nothing.
I
That's
mean,
that's
like, if you make something and you look through it and it turns something a different color, you're gonna point that shit at everything.
Maybe.
That's not even true, though.
Don't worry about what
You know
I
how much
pointed at.
That's like
Everything
100% true.
You don't worry about what I pointed that thing at, all right? That's none of your business.
100% true.
Yeah,
It's
they don't-
unfortunate because it comes down to math. Like, they just run calculations and that's how they guess on things. But
Math
like,
is fake, dude.
One
Somebody made
times
these
one
numbers.
is two. Okay,
Somebody
And-
made these numbers up. Who made the numbers, man?
Terrence Howard did.
What guy was like, hey, this line is a 1, bruh? I don't trust it. It's false fake.
this planet has oceans. I can't see it, but
It's all
because
fake.
this light over here is giving off a couple colors, it's got an ocean, probably made out of iron. It's
How do we
probably
even
got
know-
aliens on it.
How do we even know what each other's saying, man? Huh?
Yeah, I'd be screwed if I was an astrologist.
No, I think it's a really cush career field because who's going to prove you wrong?
I'd look at this and be like, because this thing's green, we know it's made out of this, and they'd be like, dude, that's red.
That's what I'm saying. How do we
Like
know they?
shit.
How do we know we're not colorblind and Mark's the only one who can actually see the right colors, huh? Maybe we're all just colorblind, but it's in reverse, right?
Yeah, fuck you guys. Y'all
He's
are
the
all
only one who can
colorblind.
see the right way. And just because more people see it the wrong way.
I'm not jumping on that boat.
How do we know blind people can't just see the air, and that's why they can't see anything?
Ooh, I like that, though. That one's kind of cool.
See what I'm saying? All this stuff's just lies. Bro.
Blind people can actually see the air, and that's why they can't see anything else, because the air just blocks everything. But wouldn't they be able to, like... Cool theory. Wouldn't they be able to, like...
facts.
Let's put them in a vacuum, see what happens.
Okay, now call yourself an astronomer. Boom.
I will publish the research and I'll have it out.
A historian.
By next week.
I'm a historian. Back in the, day, there was these creatures, right? They're not dinosaurs. They're fucking,
Dragons.
Who knows what they fucking were, man? You just made this shit up.
You're really doing a great job.
It's pretty terrible historian when you just say you make it up.
Wait, I do have some that lends credibility to that. They said that the entire concept of dragons is because of dinosaur bones. Like in the day when they were hard or easier to find, they would just be like, "Oh, look at this! This is some bones. It had to have come from an animal around here. Probably some kind of giant lizard, and it has wings. Probably, I don't know." That's where dragons come from.
Or the aliens planted it there. All these fucking dinosaur bones, they come in and just put it in the ground.
My new favorite theory is that we're the aliens. That we used to live on Mars, and then nuclear war happened on Mars, so we came here because we destroyed Mars.
Okay,
You're
guys,
next, Earth.
I have an idea. I have a theory. You guys ready? You know how we don't know how they made the pyramids, right? They were so advanced at making shit. We don't have the technology to build the pyramids like they did. They left, and they only left the stupid people here, and that's where we came from, huh? And the smart ones left, and those are the aliens. See what I'm saying?
Sold.
You see what I'm saying?
Viewers, let us know if you know what he's saying. This has been your least favorite podcast. Signing off for the week. We'll talk to y'all next week. Week.
We can watch X-Files while doing it doggy style.